Crazy, crazy. Let's segue to something else. You got one of the people that I've said on the show several times, I think, who is the best of the West, the best in LA. His name is The Game. He just dropped a new mixtape with DJ Drama. Every movie needs a trailer. You look at the cover, it reminds me of those throwback New Line Cinema movies. I thought about the guy that had that trailer voice back in the day. You know what I'm saying? He was like, y'all know the movies back in this. There comes a time. You know what I'm saying? I watched this Christmas trailer popped up on my TV the other day. They used that dude for that trailer. I was like, that's crazy, because he used to do like the action movie joints, right? But he's like, this Christmas, join the family. They had it was cool seeing his voice in a movie like that. I gotta go watch that for the holidays. Shout out, happy holidays, everybody, and everybody getting their Christmas shopping on and celebrating the holidays with their friends or families. But again, he says he's the best in the West. Leroy, you listen to the album. What do you think about this album?
Yeah.
You know, with DJ Drama, you know, I thought it was cool. Couple great records. There's one record I want to talk about. I'll talk about at the end. I don't know if y'all peeped it. It could be a diss. It could be paying homage. Game he likes to do things with his voice sometimes, but I think he's making a point on this record. I'm not going to reveal.
Kendrick joint?
I don't know. Why you take my thunder? But go ahead,
My
Leroy.
bad,
Go ahead, Leroy. Go ahead, Leroy. Go ahead. Like, I was trying to build suspense.
Right. I know what you meant, though. I know what you meant. And like, I think that, you know, his name is The Game because he can imitate everybody in the game. That's why his name is The Game. I don't know if people know that. So I think he doing what he has, and that's called personification. And he does that well. Like, he did sound like Kendrick. You know what I'm saying? He did Kendrick's style, like.
Well, give your album review. Give your album review. What did you think of the album?
Just real quick, okay.
And give your album review.
So the first song, I think he gave Kendrick props, right? Because in the first song, he said, like, standing next to Dot, it's like I'm standing next to Pac. Now, whether you believe that or not, it's still something good to say about somebody, right? So I think he's giving them props, and I don't think people caught that. He's doing the name drops, but every rapper has a crutch that they stand on. But the way he name drops, though, he's like, this is why Malcolm X didn't meet Marcus Garvey. Now, to make that type of rhyme, your brain has to work on a certain level, man, or else it just won't make sense. First of all, Marcus Garvey was a grown-ass man when Malcolm X was a little kid. So they're not supposed to meet, right? But just the fact that your brain even put that together is deep. Chrome Hearts, he deals with trauma. He's like, you know, my daddy dug a hole, threw my mama in it. My mom came back with the gun, tried to shoot my dad. Like, and every house in Compton got trauma in it. This Gangsta Grillz, I got drama in it. But that vulnerability, like I said, like, when you're dealing with the hood, it's a lot of trauma there, and I appreciate that. Stephanie Mills on the Good Enough. Her voice, man, is just another level. It's church, man. We going to church. Quarter zips and matcha, you know, that's the thing now. But even the psychology behind that, if I dress a certain way, maybe people will respect me. If you subscribe to that, hey, you know what I mean? The personification with Kendrick was dope. Scheme, he kind of he went over the New York beat, so that reminds me of Corrupt. Corrupt's a very West Coast guy with East Coast sensibilities, and when he's doing that, he's talking about Corrupt. It just Game and Corrupt along them same lines. The Blood Tears with Mozzie, that was dope. The migration of the Bloods, right? The Bloods skipped the Bay Area because they couldn't find a stronghold here outside of prison. But it's like the Bloods migrated through several places around the country. That's a thing. The last song, Living, with Haley Williams vocals sample, I like that. It's a little pop. I do like pop sometimes. You mix some pop with some hood stuff, I may go for it.
Not you, Leroy. Not you, Leroy. You don't like
go for it.
No,
I'm not gonna
Leroy.
lie. Sometimes I like a little pop.
I didn't know that. I'm surprised. I'm surprised to hear that, bro.
I'm gonna keep it a buck.
God, Leroy love to dance.
Leroy like Drake.
I'm telling you, I'm
Leroy
not
like Drake.
I mean, I don't dance like boogie, but I like to hit a little two step. You know, you should have seen. You like them. You like them broads in the club, bro.
Yeah, you be doing the Tootsie Slide to that Drake record, don't you? Bro. I know you.
It was some bad girls in there, and this is a hip hop thing. Also the Candace Owens song. Whatever you feel about that, I just encourage people to fact check everything. Never believe something you just hear, and that's what I took away from it. Like, why do people believe what they hear? We used to didn't do that. We used to fact check everybody and everything. We never just believe stuff. So I think people need to go back to that. Like, fact check people. You know what I'm saying? That's all. Fact check people. You know? The song's about believing what you hear. Like, I just believe what I hear. Like, stop just believing everything you hear. It must be true. Like, don't do that. You gotta fact check that. You know, because you'll be surprised how many people just bullshit and lying to you. They just lying for ratings. They're not teaching you no telling you real shit. You know what I mean? So
Hey,
that's all
I
I liked it. I liked the record.
Hey, that was a good breakdown. Where I'm gonna go to Super real quick. Before I do that, I would be remiss. I forgot at the top of the show to make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. Check us out on YouTube, on X, on Twitter. We are the Weekend Rhyme. We'll be here each and every weekend, giving you the updated news, artist interviews, breakdowns of lyrics, breakdown of albums. We'll talk some movies. We'll talk a little bit of sports. I got to get on Super about this Josh Allen thing. I know he's seeing that boy go to work. I know you see the MVP go to work. We're talking about some movies. We're going to talk about some books. We're going to talk about a whole bunch of things. We're going to keep it all hip-hop, though, the Weekend Rhyme. And give us a shout-out. What's going on in your city during the weekend? What's going on in Milwaukee? What's going on in Chicago? What's going on in Houston, Miami, L.A., Oakland? We want to know what's going on with the hip-hop community each and every weekend. We might pop up and show some love, but hit like and subscribe. Do that. Follow us on X, Twitter. We on what else we on? We so many. I'm old, man. I'm forgetting all these social media. Rumble. We on all these different things now.
One thing at a time.
But find us, man. But I like the Game album. I've always thought Game's catalog has been very underrated. Game has been in this game for a very long time. He spanned eras. You got to think about how important Game is. Game came out during the G Unit time, right? We talking about over 20 years ago. Really, he brought with a documentary, he brought the West Coast back. I mean, you had Exhibit, you had Raz Kaj, you had the Alcoholics, you had J.O. Felony, you had a whole bunch of different rappers. So as far as the big rap superstar from the West, you had Too Short always holding it down as a veteran at E40. I ain't talking about the young gun that brought the West back before Kendrick, before, what was it, John? John Connor. John Connor really never popped off like that. But before all these
Detroit,
guys,
though. He's from Detroit.
Yeah, dude, I thought John Connor was from L.A. He ain't from Detroit.
I could see that because he was with Dr. Dre all the time, but he's from Detroit.
With the Aftermath crew. But
you might be thinking
wrong.
of Bishop Lamont.
Bishop Lamont. I'm sorry. I stand corrected.
Yeah.
Bishop Lamont. But Game was the guy. He was the doctor's advocate. He was the documentary. I mean, he was a superstar. He brought the West Coast back. And to still be here and have the catalog that he has, like Born to Rap, the Red Tape, the Doctor's Advocate. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Game got hits. Game got rhymes. Game has done introspective records. He's done the Beef records. I mean, the whole Meek Mill situation. He's done the pop records. He's done the gangster records. I mean, we gotta start putting respect on Game's name. So I like this album. I liked him hooking up with DJ Drama. It did sound like a movie to me. I like the record. Quarter Zips and Matcha. Good Enough was dope. Clown emojis, and I appreciate Game because he's like not politically correct. He says the things that most brothers our age be thinking. You know what I'm saying? Like the NBA players acting like it's a fashion model walking into the game. I mean, those are things that we say regularly in our private conversations. So I appreciate that. I don't think he has a filter because he's independent. He ain't playing the game. And I thought Left Out was interesting because Game has an ability to take people's voices. He did that with Dr. Dre. He did that with Nas. He did that with Eminem on the Black Slim Shady. Now he's doing it with Kendrick. And I don't know if it's giving Kendrick props or is he showing how versatile he can be, how easy. I don't know how to take the record. I don't know if it's like, if I was Kendrick, how would I feel about this record? Do I feel like I'm getting paid, I'm getting props, or I feel like I'm getting dissed? Because he did say, and I just let him speak for himself. And then I want you to follow up on this. He did say this in the following interview with on Club Shay Shay with Shannon Sharp a couple of days ago. I'm gonna go ahead and play it for you guys. Where is that? And I agree. Super, I'm gonna turn it over to you, but I'm gonna say this before I hand you the mic. I think it's without a doubt. I mean, I gave you the rundown, his discography, his ability, his versatility as a rapper, his longevity, what he meant to the West Coast, different type of records that Game can make from a lyrical perspective. He can do the battles records. He can do the songs for the ladies. He can do the club records. He can do the gangster records.
Hold on.
I think he's the best in the West. I think he's the best in LA. I think he's the best in Compton. It is what it is.
Before you go,
then Super.
I'm just gonna run down some names, and I'm gonna be 60 seconds, if that. Documentary, Doctor's Advocate. No, yeah, Doctor's Advocate. Lax, Red, Jesus Piece, 1992. Documentary 2, Born to Rap. Jesus Piece, if I didn't say Jesus Piece. That's a 9-piece right there. What are we talking about?
I agree with everything both of y'all just said. I mean, I think that from a technical standpoint, the game can rap like, I mean, people always like to say Lupe Fiasco. The game can rap just as good from a technical level as Lupe Fiasco or Eminem or anybody on this technical shit. Jay-Z, Nas, if you really want to say so. From a technical standpoint, he could rap just as good or better than anybody out there. So, I mean, as far as like the West Coast, yeah, I mean, I think the game, his catalog stands alone. It is what it is. I think that lyrically, and that's what was so impressive about him when he first came out. From a lyrical standpoint, it really wasn't too many guys from the West Coast spitting like that when he came out. West Coast was a little bit more swaggy, a little bit more cool. You know, you had E40, you had Too Short, you had guys that was rapping Ice Cube, but they wasn't like spitting like from a lyrical, technical, I guess if you want to say East Coast standpoint. You know what I mean? So yes, I mean, yeah, of course I think Game is the best rapper out of the West Coast. I think, period. I mean, love Kendrick, no diss to Kendrick, but Kendrick is like more gimmicky. He uses his voice a little bit more. He uses more theatrics and more sounds and more, he's more, it's different.
And that's why I thought the Left Out record was so interesting. I don't know if he's doing it as a homage, or is he slow play? He's low key dissing. Like, you say this guy is the best. Let me do his style real quick and make a record like this. I think is he trolling a little bit? I thought it was like a little troll piece to say, yo, I can do this shit and see it, and I can do it effectively. You know what I mean?
Lightweight troll.
I mean, either way, I'm not interested in the Game and Kendrick beef. So I hope it's not a diss. But yeah, I mean, maybe it's a little talk. Maybe Game is like one of the biggest what ifs in hip hop history. It's like, what if Game knew how to shut the fuck up for real? It's really like if Game knew how to shut up, his mouth quiet. And
then we wouldn't have the Meek Mill records though. We wouldn't have those records. I
think that Game run his mouth so much that people don't respect him. You know what I mean? Like sometimes just being quiet will go a long way for Game. Game done talked his way out of his respect. You know what I'm saying? He done so much shit and he done said so much stuff that people don't really respect him and take him seriously. If Game knew how to shut up, that's the biggest what if in history, to be honest with you. I think he would get the respect that he deserved if he knew how to just shut up sometimes.
I think people respect him. I think they're afraid of him, and fear makes people act funny. I think people are afraid of Game. You know what I mean? And just in a bit. And also, too, though, people always say they want the streets this, they want street that. Well, if you want a street person and that person comes to the door, it's going to get very uncomfortable, just realistically, you know what I mean? But you say that you want that because somebody was having a conversation about 50 Cent maybe 2 weeks ago. So you have 50 Cent, you have the Game, and pick whoever else you want, right? But if you want the streets, okay, so when the street shows up, everyone's going to be uncomfortable because that's the streets. You know what I mean? That's what you want, because so Game's going to make people uncomfortable. I don't think he's dissing Kendrick, because we have to keep in mind, they know each other for real, like before rap. They're from the same neighborhood. So he, just like you play with your little homie, or like you poking fun at him, it's not like that. I love dude. That's why I'm messing with him. You know what I'm saying?
There's a difference between being the best rapper and being the better song maker. I think Kendrick is a better song maker than Game.
Wait a minute now. Wait a minute.
I can see that.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Let me pull out my little notes
conceptual
real quick.
albums.
I mean, that's all cool and all, but let's be for real. Let's talk, Super. Let's talk, and let's run this theory that the Game. Okay, that Kendrick got better songs in the Game. I was gonna throw some songs out here. Y'all tell me what Kendrick got in the tuck like this. Okay, let's just say hate it or love it.
Yeah,
but we having a verses right now. Is that what?
I'm just talking. I'm just saying wouldn't get far for Kanye.
But we're from a different era, though.
We're a different era. Red Nation with Wayne. I'm just saying.
Who's better, Drake or Game?
Dreams. Let's ride. 100.
I'm
Switch
saying, but
lanes.
we're from an era where you don't do no harmonies and you don't do no singing and you keep it strictly gangsta. That's the era we're from. These
Celebration.
kids, Kendrick's era
Celebration.
is not that era.
I'm not. There's no. It ain't even no need to even have to do that. Like I said, me as a personally, yes, I think that I like Game's catalog more than Kendrick. He got more for me than Kendrick does. So yes, I like Kendrick more. So it's not even really an argument about that. But being fair to Kendrick, I do think that Kendrick's songs stand out a little bit more. Drake, when is the last time anybody was even bumping some Game really like that?
I was bumping Born to Rap with Carmen Electra, Gucci Flip Flops.
But Game is like Primo though. It's just simplicity. I mean, it's dope.
Right.
It's simplicity.
It's simple. It's hip hop. You know what I'm saying? So it's not
Jadakiss.
It's nothing real deep about it. It's just great rapping. You know what I mean? It's just great rapping.
But sometimes that's all it needs to be though. That's the way I look at it. It don't need to be all this. It don't need to be all this theatrical stuff. So sometimes it just gotta be beats and rhymes, man. That's just it.
But it's 2025.
No,
I agree with you though, but you know, some things need to be done. Like the things that Kendrick do, it's necessary. You know what I'm saying? It might not always be executed to my liking and my taste, but it's very necessary.
But does it make it better because someone's more theatrical than somebody can just rap in it with beats? Does it make it better?
One more thing before you go. Oh, go ahead, Super. Go ahead.
I'm just gonna say, like, listen, no matter how I really feel about the song Luther, like, it's a good song. You know what I'm saying?
It's a good song because of Luther.
Look at it like this,
because of Luther.
If you're
songs like that, though, is what I'm saying. Like he gonna have a dope ass verse, but he ain't making them type of songs.
If you're trying to just make a good song, right, and you have 2 sessions that you could go to, and you're trying to get on the soundtrack of a movie, right? So the movie, they just want a good song. You have 2 artists you could work with, Jadakiss or Wiz Khalifa. Who's gonna make the better song?
What type of movie we talking about?
But I'm just saying.
You talk about like a stoner comedy, or
okay, but listen.
I'm going with Wiz
okay,
Khalifa.
I got you. Wiz Khalifa is very good at making hooks. Let's just keep that in mind. So when you have to make a better song, who are you gonna pick? Jadakiss or Wiz Khalifa? I would pick Wiz Khalifa if I had to, because I need hook.
I'm not picking him if it's the soundtrack for the new for the new remake of New Jack City.
I was just about to say that, Super New Jack City too.
Nah. The movie's a love story. The movie, because most films are gonna have some fluff, right? Because they want to sell. It's like a Disney movie or something. You're gonna pick the guy that does good hooks, man. I think
it's okay. I think it's okay, you know. And I don't want to contradict myself because. And I hate to take it back to sports. I wasn't really a big fan of Tim Duncan's game, you know. I was more of a Kevin Garnett guy, but Tim Duncan had the basic fundamentals, you know what I'm saying? It was just Karl Malone had fundamentals. He had like a little jump shot, you know what I'm saying? But Karl Malone was fine with it. But I liked Allen Iverson too, you know what I'm saying? So I think sometimes
Iverson a different animal.
Different directions. KG was a little bit different. If you look at Kevin Garnett, you look at Tim Duncan, they're 2 different players. And I think that's how you can look at hip-hop. The Game could do it all, though. I just don't think Game has the opportunity. I think what we're seeing is that there's an industry behind one artist that's making us think that he's capable of doing these big records. They're not clearing those samples for the other artists, so he's not having the opportunity to do these records. And it just is what it is. Because I think if you look at this new Every Movie Needs a Trailer album, and I came from outer space, I listened to that album, I listened to GNX. It's clear to me that one person is rapping better than another person.
Kendrick is something special, man.
It's just clear to me who's rapping better, man. I don't know if it's the list. I don't know if it's the podcast. I don't know if it's the labels.
You're older than Kendrick Lamar.
Why is it hard for us to say that one person? And if you didn't know, if just like Rap Idol, they have like American Idol, and they got rappers, and they just played the album. You ain't know none of them. It was clear who got the better record.
Wasn't you just telling me something about what makes the chicks dance or what makes the girls get hype? If you have to pick between Game and Drake and you're going to the club with a bunch of girls, who are you picking? You're going to pick Drake, bro.
Well, yeah, I mean,
because you need the guy that makes good hooks.
First of all, Leroy, I'm happily married, so I wouldn't be going to the club with a whole bunch of girls, okay?
You
But
know that.
if my folk was going to, I would recommend that they listen to Drake.
Bring
But
wifey
I know
out too. See, bring wifey
I
out.
don't think that it's a necessary comparison. It's not a necessary comparison to compare Game and Kendrick.
well,
You
it was
know?
it was natural because he brought it up and he was like,
Right.
I think he made a point in an interview when I think Shannon was trying to get him to. Yeah. So that's why the comparison came up. And I think the comparison also came up because he did that Left Out record on his mixtape, and he did that on purpose. You know what I'm saying? I think he
Right.
did
Yeah,
that.
of course.
And I have to agree with him. I think I 100% back up Game's point. I do think he's the best in the West. I think he makes better. I think on all categories. I disagree with Super. I think from a songwriting perspective, from a rapper perspective,
I
from
mean,
a
but
beat
when you think
perspective.
about it though, what do Game really do? He rap about the same shit.
Gangsta
Kinda.
shit.
Right. Like so I
Gangsta
mean
shit.
that's why I say songwriting, because Kendrick will change up what he rap about. You know what I mean? Game really just rap about what he rap about. You know what's coming from Game for real. Like he not really telling he not for one, he not really making too many songs for the ladies or nothing like that. He not as versatile as Kendrick. You know what I mean? He gonna tell LA blood stories. Talk about gangster shit. That's just what he do.
That's
You know?
it. That's it.
And
I'm
that's
not
cool.
even an expert on
Hey,
Kendrick.
for me, I love that. That's my type of music.
Yeah.
That's my style. So I get it. I get what Ron is saying, but no, man, artistically and versatility and all that, Kendrick got him on all.
I'm not the expert on Kendrick, and I'll admit that. You know what I mean? But to see somebody come out and every album is a big deal, that is hard to do. And we could say it's the machine, right? But in the street, I'm talking about with the youth, they're like, no, bro, Kendrick is that dude.